third wave feminism and dating apps have tricked a lot of women into the exact same trap. A trap that has a future of bitterness and many cats pretty much locked in. And look, I love cats, okay? But I saw this video and I thought it perfectly encapsulated the delusion that many women are living in, and it's destroying the dating market. Women that are waiting for the perfect 10, 6, 7s, and 8s, spend their days waiting for the 10, or 9s or 10s. Meanwhile, those 9s and 10s have no interest in dating 6s or 7s or 8s or even 9s because they have an unlimited supply of women throwing themselves at them. This was always a thing, but it has gotten far worse thanks to dating apps. And this woman is just so completely close to understanding the problem. The problem is she's the problem, and she's never going to understand it. Homath, who's a YouTuber, described this perfectly. Basically, women who are 5, 6s, and 7s all want 8, 9s, and 10s when they should be dating men who are 5, 6s, and 7s. And this is creating the wild imbalance in the dating market. By the way, the women who are actually 10s got married a long time ago. So you have all these 6, 7s, and 8s, 5, 6, 7s women competing for a very few 9 and 10 men who have no reason at all to commit to them. This is a video. So privilege is invisible to those who have it.
What I'm tired of seeing on the internet is men being like, oh, I don't get why girls are single. It's so easy for girls. They could literally have like any dude. It's so easy. Why girls shouldn't complain about being single.
That's true. The men are correct. Women hold all the power. The problem is those women are waiting until their mid-30s because they're waiting around for a 9 or a 10. And then by the time they are willing to, quote, settle on the 7 or 8 or 6 that matches their offering, those men have all married 4, 5s, and 6s because they want to get on with their life.
Because it's so easy. Or they're like, you complain about being single, but like you ghost every guy that comes your way. So that's actually you're not understanding anything, is when you say that, you don't get it.
She's also dumb because she has to pause the video every sentence. I know I do that sometimes, but I'm responding. She doesn't really have a coherent thought. We're not watching all 5 minutes of this because I would not put you through that. But she's so close to finally understanding the real problem in the modern dating market. And then she just spectacularly biffs the landing.
Because, yeah, most single girls could literally get a boyfriend in one day if they wanted to.
Yes.
Critical thinking tells you if someone complains about being single, but they have people asking them out, those aren't the kinds of people they want.
Well, maybe they should worry about their expectations. Here's where the cognitive dissonance happens. This woman doesn't understand. I mean, she's a hard 7 or maybe 7.5. She has a ton of makeup on, filters. She's probably been ran through. So who knows? She may have lowered that to a 6.5 or 6. She's certainly not a 10. And by the way, when I talk about 7, 8, 9s or 10s, I'm talking about them as like an adult, not a teenager who's referring to specifically looks. By the time you're in your late 30s or 40s, you understand that looks fade, and there has to be something else this woman brings to the table. And does she have a good job? Does she have a good sense of humor? Is she a good cook? Is she not crazy? Does she want kids? Is she going to be a good mother? Is her family amenable to your family? These are things men actually start to think about at a certain age, other than just like, wow, it's a pretty sweet slam piece for me to hook up with one night.
Like, yes, do you know how many sleazy little frat dudes would love to get in a relationship with any girl that asks? Those guys will also, post her every day to show off they have a girlfriend, but then also cheat on her. Those guys don't value academics. Those guys...
They don't value academics? She values academics, huh?
Aren't fun to have a conversation with, aren't fun to hang out with. Why the fuck would I date him?
So don't date a frat bro. When I was in college, 95% of the people in college at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater weren't in a frat. That means you have 95% of the student pool to pick from. this woman is like, all of this boils down to is her having too high of expectations for what she brings to the table.
Like, do I want to have a boyfriend? In theory, yes.
In theory.
Do I want a boyfriend right now? No.
Why?
Would I rather be alone and single right now? Yes.
Why?
And last time I made a point about this, I literally had so many people hating on me in my comments, which I really don't understand, because I literally just said reasons why me personally, am not dating right now.
That's why you got all your makeup done, you got your tits out, and you're shooting this car video, because you don't want attention. Everyone's making fun of you because you are so clueless to your own participation in why you're single and unhappy. Now, I'm not going to pretend that men don't do this too. I have male friends, one in particular, that I've had many spirited conversations with about his standards being way too high. And he's almost 40 now and still single. And he tells me he's happy. And so I have to believe him because he's my friend. But like, I've been telling him since he was in his early 30s. Once he got to his mid 30s, he's like, well, I won't date a woman who has a kid. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Or I won't date a woman that's been divorced. I'm like, that's cool. But the older you get, that's going to be less people. And like, I don't know if I would date a woman who had a kid, to be honest with you. I don't care if they've been divorced. That I could say. But like, you know, again, as you get older, you have to adjust your standards. But these women, the problem is, here's part of it. Geography has really ruined women. You used to date a 10 for most people was the person they got along with in their immediate geographic area. You know, like when I was dating, which was 100 years ago in high school, you might date a girl from a different school, maybe. But basically everybody dated people that either lived by them or went to school with them. And I don't remember ever being unhappy. I dated a lot of girls in high school. And I don't ever remember thinking, boy, I wish I had access to more girls. I had plenty of girls to date. And like, by the time I got, you know, to summer vacation, you had girls that you worked with. That was plenty of a pool for everyone I knew. But now people have the internet and they have, you know, instead of having 100 options, they have 100,000 options. So when they say they want a 10, they're really talking about wanting the 0.0000001 percentile of partners. You can look at some of these comments. You know, do you guys actually watch these videos? Lord knows I don't. Women, take note. This is how to get me not to take anything you have to say seriously. This necklace choice and low cut top. Summary: average girl wants high value man. High value men have so many girls chasing them that they do not have any need to commit to any particular one. Fact. Sig. So she wants a man that she's attracted to, values academics, is fun to hang out with, is loyal and won't cheat. You probably could add works full-time, wealthy, and tall. She's willing to burn her prime years searching for this Mr. Wonderful who will choose her over all of his many options. This is the problem with modern dating right here. Sig's right. You know, he's right. Before social media, the best man or woman in your environment was a 10. Now, see, this is exactly what I said. Now the 0.001% of humanity is the 10. If no one wants to buy what you're selling, your price is too high. Super feminist trapped by her own weakness, accountability. So she wants a 7 at best that's full of himself to the point that he complains on the internet and thinks people care. Like, I just love how they all last 4 months and then they change. Or do they just realize that you're a waste of time? But most likely she gets bored and breaks up with them, then blames them for changing. Red flags all around this lady. This is an average woman. Full stop, male or female, but especially female. If you want to be in a relationship but can't find your person, it means that you are factually aiming for the wrong people. He or she is just not my type. Sir or ma'am, your type is wrong. That's correct. That's correct.
And last time I made a point about this, I literally had so many people hate. Why does that offend you? But pretty much part of the reason, no, the main reason why I am just not interested in dating right now is because I've seen from people in my environment, number one. So I'm not saying it's all men. I'm not saying it's men everywhere. I'm just saying the people in my age group, in my environment that I have observed aren't the kind of guys I really want to be involved with.
So, first of all, your standards are out of control. Now, there's nothing wrong with having high standards. Really, there's nothing wrong with it, especially for women. Now, my guess is her body count is almost in the triple digits, and she's tired of sleeping with all these men and the men moving on. But the fact of the matter is those men see something in you that is not worth staying around for, lady. Now, sure, some of it could just be, hey, I'm in my 20s, you know, and I'm not ready to settle down yet. But by the time I was in my 20s, I was ready to get married. So it's just this hookup culture and dating apps that have ruined, that's just like brain rot.
Also, too, let's stop with the victim blaming of like,
Victim blaming.
You know, a girl dates a shitty guy and they're like, why the fuck? Why does she keep dating guys like that? What's wrong with her? Like, I can say, like, at least 95% of the time when a girl keeps dating, like, shitty dudes, she's not doing it on purpose, okay? Guys, and some girls, I'm sure, do this thing. I don't know about that side because I don't date women. But guys love to do this thing where they just, like, figure out exactly the kind of person you're looking for, and then they pretend to be that person for, like, 4 months. And then once they have you, they just become an asshole. Like, they revert back to their natural form. So it's not like they're like, oh, that guy's a piece of shit, let me date him. No, like, usually those girls...
This is, again, she's so close to understanding the problem. Let me tell you, my friend, you're attractive now, okay? You are very unself-aware, but that's not uncommon from a pretty girl, okay? The reason they're dating you for 3 months and then breaking up with you is they're getting sick of you. They're bored with you. You aren't making them want to commit to you. And then you get on the internet and say it's the men. Lady, they're bored of you. Like, yeah, you have a nice rack, and it's probably, you know, I look at this girl, I could probably tell you she's a dead fish lay, by the way, too. Every girl that looks like this ever, her favorite position is the starfish. All right, these women suck in bed. I'm just saying, I'm saying it, you know I'm right. The prettier they are like this, the more they look like this, the lamer they are in the sack. But that's but that's part of it, you know. Like, wow, oh, missionary again? Fun. Okay, cool. Like, these women don't offer anything a man wants to marry. Like, oh, a woman who's hot and not even fun in bed, and then doesn't bring anything else to the table, and seemingly has a personality in which it's everybody else's fault when things don't go her way. That is the problem, lady. It's you. Look in a mirror. This woman is the encapsulation of everything wrong with the modern dating scene. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.